Hey,
Hello.
we are live.
Go. Let's go.
Good morning, everybody, or night.
Morning. Yeah. Good morning. Good night.
Good evening in Asia.
Morning. Good evening.
And HexAsians is officially streaming on Discourse Syndicate Network. We are a member of Discourse Syndicate Network, so do bear with us for this stream. I've actually logged into this interface just 1 hour ago. I don't know how the bloody thing works, so if we go offline, please come back. Don't go anywhere. Just give me a second. Let's try and get the usual stuff going, shall we?
Yeah. Good evening. Rush. Physiology. Welcome. Bitcoin.
Sure. Welcome, Bitcoin. Why not?
Welcome, Bitcoin. Nardo. Divash. Hex Megabee, what's up? Piston broke 5555. BC Flames. He bought? Oui, he bought. Dump it. Hey, Brizology. Nardo. Hex in excess. And Miss Exquisite.
All right, before we go, I'm just going to do a quick housekeeping, like how we do on the original HexAsians channel anyway. So, everything that we talk about on this channel is not financial advice. Absolutely do your own research. Our videos are only for entertainment and educational purposes. And I'm really nervous. I don't know about you, but I'm really, really nervous. I've got nothing. I don't know where the buttons are.
I wasn't really prepared for this.
Not prepared.
It's okay.
We've done this 3.5 months in on our channel, and this is the first time we're here.
It's always the first time.
First time for everything.
Yep. Welcome, Isaac Ramos from Texas. Far out aliens. Luca, Nathan Haas, and your excellence. Welcome.
Hey, welcome.
Welcome, everyone.
Hard to not want to watch good content, right?
Yeah.
Especially when it's on 24/7.
All right. For sure.
Hey, we don't have Crypto King today, but he did leave us a message. I will play that. Just give me 2 seconds.
Cool.
What's up, HexAsians, my fellow Hexicans? Crypto King here. I'm not going to be on the show tonight, but I'll be in the text. So you guys have a good show. Keep staking Hex. All right, Crypto King out.
That was really lagged. Is it lagged?
It was smooth.
It was fine. It was fine.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
It's probably lag on mine then.
Yeah.
Probably,
Time to turn off your
what
miners.
Crypto King is doing at Canada Airport.
Yeah, so I got no idea where he's going. Is he going to Vegas?
I thought he had a cutout of himself or something like that.
Yeah, he sent the cutout already.
Yeah.
Send a cutout.
Yeah.
No, you know what? I think he's going to hide behind the cutout
And then pop out.
I know.
A pop out.
Surprise.
A pop out of a pop out.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. Yo, what's up, D? Hope you're doing good today, brother. Hope everybody's doing good today. Every day is a good day if you're a Hexican in my book.
Yeah, it's a good day.
You get to eat a little fud for breakfast,
Yeah.
then carry on with the rest of your day.
Yeah. The rest of crypto is screaming.
No, they're so mad. It's so funny. Like, that's
Yeah.
the reason they're coming at us with all this hate, right? So I eat the FUD for breakfast. Literally, I was just on Twitter right now. Just come on. I mean, it was too
Nice.
funny, bro. It was too funny.
Yeah.
First, the guy calls out the SEC. Oh no! First, he's like, he sends a tweet, throws the IRS in there, talking about look into this Ponzi. Then, like 10, 15 minutes later, he throws the SEC in the damn comment. But you're the one talking crap to us.
So stupid.
It's hilarious,
Oh my
man.
God.
All as always, all people can say is, it's a Ponzi. It's a Ponzi. But they can never detail how it's a Ponzi. They can never say, how is it a Ponzi when you're putting your own money into your own contract. Literally, it's nobody else's contract. You're engaging with the system, right?
Yeah.
It's very distinct versus what everybody else is doing, and this is what people don't understand. But hey, they'll figure it out when the price is at $1,000, man. It's all good. Yeah. Like it doesn't even matter at this point. You're seeing the activity in the market, right? When you're seeing these whales come in and just stake $500,000, not Hex, for 5555, right? Like these people are coming into the system, they're testing it out, and they're not playing games any longer. Like you're seeing these big stakes hitting the market. So that's something to be aware of, and look at the quantity of the transactions that you're seeing in the system. They're 3 to 4 times greater than they were at the beginning of the year, right? That's important because that's the network effect taking hold. That's why price is at 10 cents. That's not a coincidence. That's exactly what's supposed to happen. And the more that we get this, right, this activity with the system, the higher we're just going to elevate. It's just what it is. So, yep, keep hating. It's going to be fun as Ethereum dumps. It's 1930 right now.
Yeah.
1930. When I went to sleep, it must have been $2,200, $2,300. Crazy.
What's this, Uncle?
What's this?
Apparently, they are shipping Bitcoin miners
ASICs?
to Maryland. Yeah.
What?
Yep. So they're selling them at wholesale by the kilo. So it's less than $10
That sounds
per
familiar.
kilo. Yeah.
It sounds like selling a fruit.
Yeah.
It's not what I was thinking for sure.
They are selling miners for under $10 a kilo.
Wow.
In America, the word kilo has a different connotation.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I think we
Right.
all. Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny because there wasn't fruit that crossed my mind, I promise. Anyways, I'm sorry.
I'm trying to be friendly here. You know that.
All right, let's keep it PG.
So why Maryland? Is there like cheap power in Maryland?
Well, that's what DC
Wonder why.
is.
Possibly.
Virginia, right?
Why Virginia?
Well, where are the powers that be?
Interesting. Oh.
Yeah, they live in that little tri-state area. So
That is interesting.
and another thing, a lot of military proving grounds are in that tri-state area as well. Fort Detrick, Maryland, DARPA, etc., etc.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, who would like miners going, like who? I don't know.
It's all worth it for the money.
I mean, they're balling, so it's easy when you can just print it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Papa B.
Hello.
I want miners going wee.
Really? No, you don't want that.
We want T-shares. We want money printers that go just like that.
Complete silence.
No, that's your laptop, Wales. It's definitely printing out charts and printing money.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's what that sound is in the background. That we finally
Working
discovered.
hard every day.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I may get a sudden disconnect because Windows says it wants to install new
Upgrade.
updates.
Updates.
It may just yank me off the stream real quick, but you know what?
you, Microsoft.
Yeah, it's great to see you guys anyway.
Yeah, see you too, man.
Except for Vince, who I don't know why has not acquired a new camera by now.
We haven't. That's fine, Papa. We haven't seen him in months.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's the nose job.
Oh.
I got a little cheek lift.
And he'll come back as Bogdanov. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Turns out I'm the real Asian Bogdanov.
You're the real Asian Bogdanov.
Well, I'm so sorry to be late, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh no.
No, it's all good.
Well, I've got I remember back in March, we lost one cat in this house.
Yeah.
Now it's the brother's turn to have renal failure. So
That's rough.
So nice. Yeah, he got him in a feeder tube. He's fighting more than the other one, but man, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, it is tough. Any living creature on his last leg is always tough to see.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I don't even like cats. That's just what it is, you know.
Oh, see, I'm not a cat person either. I've inherited these through the marriage.
Right.
But I'm telling you, man, he grew on me. He grew on me. You know, I'd sit on the couch and he'd jump up, and that's where he wanted to be, right next to me. So.
Oh wow. There you go. That's how it
I'm
goes.
not a cat. I'm a dog person, but he definitely campaigned hard for my heart.
Campaigned hard. That's a good one.
Yeah. I love this whole. I love the new set design. What's going on here? Can you tell me?
What set design? Oh,
I don't know. We got like a background and stuff. We got
that's extremely.
We're in
got a little lower third. Yeah,
we are on StreamYard.
All right, I like that. It's actually more stable for me. That's good.
Yeah.
And that was my first comment after trying to use the platform for the first 15 minutes, just trying to set up for the show. I'm like, oh my God, why is my computer faster? Oh, it's just a better software, I suppose.
Just a bit.
Actually, I do. Someone's actually.
Should we go over this a little bit for those that don't know?
Yeah, absolutely. Before you do, sorry, I did find a clip. Someone actually tagged us on our Twitter handle at HexAsians. Just I'll play this. Give me a sec.
Bye. 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 Bye.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Yeah. I remember sending you that tweet a couple
We're going to Maryland.
Going to Maryland.
And Texas, I heard, right?
Yeah.
Texas.
Oh yes, Texas too. That's right.
Yeah, Texas.
Texas.
After the entire stream is over, I'm gonna dig out my S17 from the garage and I'm gonna turn it on for 24 hours and see if I get something.
Okay.
Yep.
We're gonna just go all out, huh? Fuck
it.
Yeah. Why not? Hash rate's gone down. It's a lot. I mean, it's like 30% so far. I think we've lost nearly 30% the hash rate over the last day or so.
Oh wow!
Obviously, the retargeting doesn't happen until whatnot. But you think
Wait,
those miners
when does that happen? When does the retargeting happen?
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. Okay.
Every 2 weeks.
So we just started.
When was the last retargeting?
Good question. Good question. Don't know. Let me check.
So the drop of hash rate.
Ooh, I wanna.
Fun times.
What?
Oh my gosh! Did you guys see this monster wick for Hex? This is amazing.
Yeah. I have a couple limit orders trying to capture the bottom.
We good luck with that. Like everybody else is doing the same. If you go to matcha.xyz, you can see like the depth of the market, and the buy side is ridiculous. The buy side is ridiculous.
Ooh.
It's like good luck trying to get in there. Like good luck. Yeah. It's kind of why I like market orders sometimes, because I know when you're trying to place those limit orders, it's rough. So you kind of have to be ready to hit that market. Well, particularly Hex. I mean, I learned this early on and I talk about it frequently, but I haven't really lately. Like I remember after the big payday dip, it went all the way to like almost 0.2% even. And typically legacy markets, you're gonna get a retest. Hex doesn't do that. And I learned that the hard way, and I ended up buying 0.1% greater than I thought I was going to because of that error. Right? Yeah. And now the difference there is thousands and thousands of hex at that point in time. Right? And look at what the value is now. And that's why for me, I would always say the price matters only in as so much as the quantity of hex increases. Because I never really cared about the price per se. My whole thing was always about getting the greatest quantity that I could of hex, because that is what's going to really allow you to acquire the most T-shares over time. It's not just buying it and just staking it. That's dumb. Clearly, you're buying it and staking it already, but you want to be strategic about it, right? To the point that you're trying to get as many hex as possible, because that's going to really set your T-shares apart, right? From one trade. Like, think about it. If you're buying 500,000 hex, right, and you have the ability to get 550,000 more, right, or 50,000 more instead of just 500,000, right? That's about 3 T-shares off the rip, right? Just without any duration, right? Just without taking time into account. So once you add time into that equation, that could easily be 9 T-shares, you see? So this is why my thing hasn't always been exactly like, buying the exact bottom, but it's more so of trying to maximize my quantity of hex. Because look at where we are now, right? It's so much harder to acquire hex than it's ever been, because people are understanding, and it's only going to get harder. And that's what you call a extremely liquid market, right? Because what's happening is that people are slipping and sliding upward because they're trying to wait as long as possible, but it just doesn't work, because the market is going to continue to go up, and that's what we see. So, rant number 1 from me. Sorry, guys.
Bitcoin next retargeting 9 days, 3
9
hours.
days, 3 hours.
9 days. So
But
that
in
would
saying
be
that, those miners should
next Wednesday.
arise in a week. If it's on a boat.
Rack them and stack them.
Let's hope they don't go through the Suez Canal.
Actually, they'll just put them on each wing and just turn them on and just.
Good point.
Miner plane.
Too funny.
Hey, did you guys hear about the? Just give me a second. Have you guys heard about the issue with Brave browser with their wallets?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
From what Richard's tweeted earlier today.
I have it pulled up. Let's share.
If you're using a Brave wallet, you can't migrate it onto a legitimate hardware wallet easily.
Yeah, that one.
It's not BEP 39 compliant. Seeds. Yeah.
Oh, it's not BEP 39.
No.
Yeah.
It's their own standard.
Yeah. Apparently.
Oh.
What the bloody?
That has got nothing to do with MetaMask, right? That you've got.
Nope.
No.
Nothing to do with. If you have MetaMask running on Brave, it's different. If you have Brave Wallet, if you're using their wallet, then you've got a problem. And someone or someones that will remain anonymous now are fiddling around with a hardware wallet that I strongly believe is something to avoid, called the Elipal Titan. It's it may miraculously be able to take a private key instead of seeds. So it may be the solution, seemingly the solution for this problem with Brave Wallet. But it's got so many red flags in terms of its build, where it's developed, the company is run, where it's manufactured, build, and then the software loaded into it in the process. And the software is all the above are Chinese. So I would say right now, as a black box product, steer well clear of the Elapal product line, namely the Titan. It may seem like it's like a godsend at $100 plus with shipping included, and it's a locked, sealed, beautiful thing that if you open it up, it's instantly screwed up, and it's got security up the yin-yang, but no good.
I had been considering their pneumatic metal. Is that a good product, or is that?
You mean you're talking about the thing, the little lock box thing that they got for the metal plates?
Yeah,
Vince, just get on eBay and get some commercially pure titanium plates and an $15 engraver, and go to town. It's so much cheaper. And it's a pure titanium play, and you can get like a pack of 12 for $30, another $10 to ship to. Well, I don't know, Whittier maybe $11 to ship to
instead of 10,
because the mailman has to hold his nose the whole way. He's like, "Here's your package, Mr. Vince." But anyway, do that, please, and
sure,
keep that tight, because just the matter of sandwiching them together. I tell people to bore a hole through two pieces of the two places in the titanium plates, and then sandwich them together and put some titanium bolts through that, and you're good to go for 12 plates. It's about 22 protected sides of titanium sandwiched together, and you get all that mass. No more surface area exposed. It can withstand 2,000 degrees of sustained heat in case you have a house fire. And I know, Vince, when you move, you're going to probably want to set fire to all of Whittier. So you say, "Goodbye, bitches."
Raise it to the ground.
Raise it to the ground. Say, "I bought all this shit. Now light it up."
Oh man.
Yeah.
Light it up.
Yeah. So that's what I suggest. Don't go any of these fancy routes. I mean, some guy got on stream the other day and says, "Oh, damn, I bought one of these solutions. It says it's titanium alloy." And like, okay, alloy's not as good as commercially pure, but continue. And he says, "But I can't use it because," and it's like, "Because what?" Because they etched into it very obviously, it says crypto keys on it. And I'm like,
what?
Well, then you've bought yourself a perfect decoy. You need a decoy, right, in your life. Put some bullshit phrases on there, and then throw that right in your desk drawer, along with your Elapal Titan with a little Bitcoin symbol on it.
That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, what's funny? Yeah. When you think about it, there's a lot of different ways to play this game, right? And I think we get so comfortable with the ease in which we can just have money in a wallet, right, digitally, that we really lose sight of what is actually what we're actually doing, right? And these are things like what Papa's talking about isn't even foreign. Most of us have had these thoughts. We just have not had them in this aspect or in this capacity or in this context, better yet. So, I think it's time to stop playing games, so to speak, right? Because, I mean, the reason I stop and interrupt because it's like, yo, Papa's right. We've all thought this before. It's nothing crazy. Nothing crazy.
Shout out to Dollar Cost Crypto.
Yeah, shout out to everybody, man. Yo, we got 70 people watching, bro.
Yeah.
So,
Stick out there. Make sure you guys smash some likes.
I spent...
Please smash the likes.
I spent one entire day punching out my...
Wow.
Oh, nice.
That kind of patience, Jesus.
My teeth.
You put your little stickers on.
There you go.
Yo.
And how much was that one for the titanium alloy?
40.
40.
Yeah.
Okay.
For a pair. So I might get the so this is the one that Vince was talking about.
Now this has a lot of problems. Okay, so in its static, carefully placed form, it is wonderful. It's elegant. You get all your little tiles to play with. You put them in there.
Looks like Scrabble. Looks like
Scrabble.
However, looks like Scrabble.
Yep. However, this thing gets a little bit of pressure on it, and I think this particular one from the Elapal website, and please avoid everything Elapal, but the makeup of this, I think, is if I'm not mistaken, it's steel, isn't it? Steel?
Mnemonics metal.
Or is it aluminum?
They call it mnemonic metal. I don't know what the hell.
Mnemonic menu. Yeah, sure. Mnemonic
right.
metal.
Mnemonic metal. So
yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Yep. And by the way, on this particular one, those somebody reported that these are actually this could be wrong, but those letters are actually silk screened on there. They're not etched in there at all, and that the metal is very thin in the little letters. So again, it's fine.
The housing is aluminum.
Aluminum. So that is a very low boiling temperature metal.
Yeah.
So it will melt. It'll liquefy in a house fire.
That will melt. Yeah.
Yeah.
That will melt.
So I would not recommend this at all. There are other things like the crypto steel, which is now steel, and then there's other ones like what Uncle Kevin has, which are titanium alloy. But again, CPTI on eBay. Grab yourself some scraps. They're not expensive at all. Pack of 12 credit card size ones for like $30, $30 to $40. Yeah. So if you need a link, I'm sure we can rustle one up. Usually the scrap for CPTI comes from Israel generally, but you just got to make sure that when you get it in the mail, if it's truly commercially pure, it won't be magnetic at all. So you put a magnet next to it, should fall off, and then titanium, of course, is easy to take a look at and know off the color once it doesn't show any ferric compound, magnetism.
Yep, because it's not a ferrous metal.
No, these are not crush proof. That's true. If they warp at all the letters fall out, and you are hosed. There you go. That's it right there. The red one. Scroll down. Scroll down a little bit more. There, right there. That's the one. That's the one I recommend right there.
Yeah, that's the one.
Someone's gonna have to buy that for me.
$30.
$30 a pack of 12, or is it 15?
This one's 15.
15. Go for that.
Yeah, 15.
And this one's coming from Ashdod, Israel.
Yeah.
And you know that this is the stuff that's coming off of the probably the kibbutz. They're doing something with the military, so they're cranking out some kind of pure titanium stuff. It's good metal.
Yep.
Nice.
So just so people are aware of what mnemonic is, it's basically when you try to organize a phrase, right, by the first letter of the words, or just anything by the first character, so that you can remember it, right? Like how they used to try to teach people, what do you call it, the 9 planets? I don't remember. I don't remember what the mnemonic is, but that's what a mnemonic is.
Yeah, the colors of the rainbow. Yeah.
There you go.
Roy G. Biv.
Roy G. Biv, yeah.
There you go. That's what a mnemonic is.
I'm sorry, by the way, one more thing. If you get aeronautic grade titanium or any of the other alloys, they tend to have a bit of a memory to them, based on the titanium expanding and contracting. When it doesn't oxidize quickly, it oxidizes very, very little. Gold oxidizes even less, but titanium oxidizes very little. But when it does, it tends to kind of push up the etching. So make sure you get a good groove, and that commercially pure titanium will not have that type of memory. So just get a good deep groove with an engraver you get on Amazon.
Yeah.
Just make sure you get a tip, diamond tip, and also wear protective eye gear, please. When you're writing in it.
Vision.
Yep. Few people have already done this, and they say it writes very easily, like you're writing on paper. So just it's super simple to do. You can write as small as you like, and Bob's your uncle, as they say in Australia.
Yeah, very nice.
Not that you want to get the ones that actually vibrate and have a diamond tip.
This one?
Something like that, yeah.
Something that looks real and not fake, like that one you're just looking at.
this is look at can you go back? Can you go back again to the picture before that?
This one?
No. From that one, but one of the other pictures. No. Go back to the other one, the black one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. One more. There you go. This is my wrench. Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, this is my wrench. Yeah, right. Okay. So all in all, like less than $100 for the engraver and the titanium plates.
Yeah, and you get 15 plates. So I was wrong. It wasn't 12. It's 15, which means you get 28 protectable sides to write on.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Not at all.
Yeah, protect your C words, guys. People.
Yeah. Have you guys noticed that a lot of people now are starting to trying to heighten their security posture because all of a sudden Hex is worth serious money, and it's only going up, and people are saying, "Wait a minute, I always thought that I was okay doing this." No. Start with a good, solid security posture and work yourself up, and don't get bogged down on all the complexities of all the smart wallets and safes that you can figure out. Start by covering your ass. I say crawl, walk, and run. Do not just get bogged down on, should I learn Linux so I can put a old phone into use again by flashing it and doing a type of Linux that no one could ever crack and has these interesting ways of obscuring my IP address and all this other shit, and then I put a Gnosis safe to get that way. And then no, if you don't know that shit, get into a hardware wallet, get yourself a Trezor or a Ledger, get that shit migrated from your MetaMask today, especially if you have Liquid Hex. And consider that one that you didn't start off the right way to be compromised. So I would say get 2 wallets and take anything that is liquid or is going to come mature in terms of your stakes, and begin to migrate that over to the new wallet, which you have not left on a PC that you've just been farting around with Chatterbait or whatever you guys watch nowadays. That's my 2 cents. And get off my lawn.
People, we have access to all this hardware and technology right now that those people in the early Bitcoin days did not have. Okay, so make use of it.
Yeah.
Joshua Fleming asked, how secure is the Staker smart wallet? I gotta say, I have a lot. Firebun and Steph don't play, and Steph comes from a background of security in Google, so he knows what he's doing, and they chose to work directly with the Gnosis crew, so it's a true Gnosis safe that you're getting. And it can only get better with the front end that they're putting on for simplicity, ease of use. I would say it ranks up very high, my feeling, in terms of security. If you don't feel like you want to do that, you have other options to start off with your own Gnosis safe. You can start to learn about that, and then you don't have to worry about ever losing your keys again, because Gnosis safe doesn't rely on the input of, you have to do that for multi-sig. If you want to do multi-sig, you have to have different keys that you would put in. But in general, that Staker app wallet is a damn good thing to have.
Yep.
Sorry, and I'm sorry to cut you off, Wales.
No, you're good. I wasn't saying anything.
Okay.
Did I say something?
I just wanted to say to make sure your phone's secure. Clearly, you've got if you're on Android, you've got a nice complex pattern, or you've got a good 6-digit PIN, that sort of stuff, basic stuff, right? You don't want your kids to be unlock
and passphrase.
My kids can unlock all my phone.
Passphrases. Yeah. By the way, Cause D, no, you don't have to give up your league. You don't have to give up your league. You just put in your public addresses all into Staker, and you can see your beautiful silent shell league that you're trying to protect.
Silent.
I jest. You're whatever league you are, and you're proud of it, and you want to keep it motivating yourself. Then you can see it right there in the Staker app for sure.
Yeah.
You can even take, you can steal Kevin's public address, which I've done, and now I feel like I'm, a shark, and I'm not even one.
I've actually done Vince's, so I'm actually watching his address. So yeah.
Oh man.
Yep.
Oh, and thank you to CosD for our very first HexAsians super chat.
Yeah,
Woo!
thank you.
Oh, that's very true. Very true.
Man, we're getting record numbers of viewers. No.
Yeah.
84. Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
And that's chicken rice for Uncle.
Oh.
And a really good one too. $10 Canadian is what? What's that? 12
$12 bucks?
Like that.
I don't know.
Yep.
Maybe.
What,
A
US?
really good one.
No. I know a place in Singapore you could get 2 chicken rices for that.
Some places 3. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you could get 3. Yeah.
That's a chicken with like 2 heads.
Some rice, chicken rice, and some butts. Chicken butts.
Chicken butts. Why is this rice moving?
Boom.
Whoa.
It looks like some. What the hell is that? Doesn't
Chicken
look like
butts.
chicken to me. Looks like chicken booty.
It's exquisite.
Chicken salad.
That's a thing in Korea.
Chicken salad. That's why. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the salads. That's why it looks booty to me. Not my flow. I like my salads Mediterranean, like oil, vinegar, and that's pretty much it with some lime in there.
Nice.
That's just personal preference. That's all.
Quinoa. There we go.
Quinoa.
Oh, quinoa. Okay.
Quinoa.
Looks like somebody's eating on their cutting mat with a plastic spoon. very, very classy.
You can
Yes.
pick that up.
She's working. She's working.
Working and eating at the same time.
Yeah,
There you
she's
go.
working.
She's working with chicken, she says.
Yeah. So Caleb asks, Caleb Bryson asks, so how do you best secure a wallet with stakes already in it?
That's a great. May I answer, gentlemen?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes,
for you. Yes.
Okay, so if you've got a wallet, I'm assuming that you're talking about MetaMask. If so, please key in that yes. So I'll start by saying that if you got your MetaMask wallet, you've got your seed phrases written down. You can easily take, let me say, for instance, a Trezor, a new Trezor, and put it into recovery mode. You physically put the seed words into the wallet via the advanced feature of recovery. And then once you confirm that all your tokens and your stakes are present by going to go.hex.com, then and only then should you uninstall and reinstall MetaMask. And then you've got them all in the wallet. Then you connect the Trezor device or the Ledger device back to the new instance of MetaMask. And that's it. If it's not your MetaMask and you want to migrate your wallet, just make sure that it's BEP39 compliant seed phrases that we've covered already before in this show at the beginning, which is just about everything except for the Brave wallet. And then you can do the same thing. You just enter them in to a brand new hardware wallet. And if you want more help, then you can come to the either Hex Security and anybody will help you out, or come to the chat for the Pulse chat on Telegram, and somebody will be hanging out there that can help you out through that. I've gone through it with several people on the stream.
Yeah. So I need help. That's on Telegram, t.me/hex security. Yeah, Hex Security.
Yeah, Hex Security or the Pulse chat, right?
Or Pulse chat, but
the Pulse voice chat.
Oh, Pulse voice chat. Yeah, but
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. He says yes, MetaMask. Excellent. Then there you have it.
Yeah, there you go. So save your so after you've imported your seed words into your hardware wallet, then just remove MetaMask, create a new instance with new seed words, and import Yeah, just import the hardware wallet into your new MetaMask. Yeah.
Yep.
End of story.
And also you can't screw it up as long as you have all of your seeds written down.
Yeah.
Always write down all your seed words, please. Please, 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 please.
Your seed words should never ever touch the internet. Should never ever touch a computer if possible.
Yeah. Never ever. Yeah.
I won't even
Never
say
ever put it on Dropbox or your notes or whatever.
Don't even enter it in during the recovery process.
Yeah.
Use the advanced recovery process, which is to enter it in. It'll be a bit of a pain in the ass advancing, but you're only doing the first 4 letters before it provides what it believes is the word that you're aiming at, and it's pretty simple. So just stick with it. The only downside of migrating from MetaMask is you can only use a 12 seed phrase. Migration. Yep, 12 to 12. So just set 12 seed word migration from the recovery, and then put in the MetaMask. And if you really want to be careful, you would, when you reinstall, it should be okay. But if you really, really want to be very, very careful about it, you would take that PC or that, whatever device you're accessing it on, and wipe it clean and do a full install. But that's going a little bit into, a little overboard. But you decide. Yeah. Truly, you do your best, right? Because there's always an exploit that can outdo anything that you set up. Every physical safe that you on Earth usually has a sticker in the door that gives you a code that tells you exactly how long criminals would need having access to the safe in either tools or time just by hand or explosives to be able to crack that safe. And the same is true in the cyber world. There's always going to be an exploit that gets a 0-day attack, and then security catches up. So just do the best you can. Like I say, crawl, walk, and run. But God damn it, everybody, start to crawl, please.
Yep. Bear's about to call up into your doors, so he needs 1 hour of one of your 3 days.
Yes, Finbear. Yes, we can chat. Hit me up on DM on Telegram.
Awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
On the topic of wallets, I think we said this yesterday, but we probably should say it again. So obviously anyone who has ever bought a ledger, your contact details are open wide to the entire world. So clearly criminals are trying to send you replacement ledger devices saying that your ledger is obviously compromised and please use this one, which is pre-initialized with our own seeds, blah, blah.
Actually, it's even worse than that. Did you see what came from Ledger? The advisory from Ledger? Did you see the actual chipset that somebody opened it up and took a picture of?
What is it?
No.
Okay, so the exploit is not just that it comes with seeds pre-done on it. I mean, people are not that dumb, right? You say, thank you very much for giving me a free ledger. How awesome is this? I must have won a prize. But actually, there's a picture, I think, that sent out of the chipset that reveals, scroll down. It's a little bit further. I think the next picture. It's going to make give you chicken skin. Keep going. There it is. There it is. Okay, all right, so this is the fake ledger, the front, right? Okay, and there are a couple of ring points that they couldn't explain. And if you scroll down, you're going to see something else. I think that they
this is the real one, and that's the fake one. So
this is the real one. Yeah, the one up on top is the fake one. You can see that the chipsets completely don't match, right?
Yeah.
There's a proprietary chip. Right. Yeah. Okay. But also somebody sent one in that shows the stripped down USB drive that was soldered on the other side. So it was truly engineered to do really bad stuff, like malware. It can have a phone home functionality. It can compromise your PC. There it is, right there. Look at that. Look at. Doesn't that look familiar? Take a look at it.
Oh my God.
There it is.
What does that look like?
On the back side.
So it's an implanted flash drive, and
it's a USB stick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's where the payload's located.
Yep.
So can you guys talk
And look at
about
those
how
cheesy
cheap it
jumpers,
is to
yeah.
do this? Because this is
Oh, it's really-
relatively inexpensive. People think
Oh.
that this costs money to do, and it doesn't.
No,
This is why it's done.
it's really cheap. It's really cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really
First of
cheap.
all, yeah. Well, okay, so then that, and this comes back to why I don't like Elapal. I worked for a company that worked I worked for a company that did secure comms, and we did some manufacturing of hand in Shenzhen and also Guangzhou. And let me tell you, you can get anything built there. And if you need the blanks that came as extras assembly line from your competitor, for example, if you need Apple blanks, or you need any of the top line blanks that are built over there, suddenly you have all this ability to get them. And when you send Trezors back in that are either faulty, or the extras that run off the line, or some that go walking out the back, it always happens in that town. Always. Yep. So this could be, it should be like 1,000 extra Trezors that go off, and they don't have the operating system on. They flash them, put on the pirated software onto it, and it looks just like the original because it's just a copy paste, right? But within that code, you've got something that activates something in that USB drive that does some really bad shit. So if you get one in the mail for free, you didn't ask for it, it's not a prize.
Just dump it. Yeah.
Toss it in the garbage, or use it as your decoy.
Yeah.
That way, somebody that steals it gets screwed.
Yeah. Ooh, nice. Nice.
This is not the time to be a cheap Asian. Not the time.
Not the time to be a cheap Asian.
No.
Be not the cheap Asian, be the careful Asian.
Yep.
Yeah.
Spot on.
I thought you were going to say expensive Asian, but
Well,
That's you
that's the rich Asian.
yes.
So-
with your Supra.
Yeah. You're super. Yep. That's fine, Marion.
Yep. That's it.
Guangzhou.
Yep.
Yep. Unfortunately, that's my actual hometown, so not proud of it.
Well, well, look. Honestly, Guangzhou is incredible for the fact that it's incredibly flexible with manufacturing. You can get anything built there for cheap. You come into town. We used to fly there and get off the plane at 8 a.m. We'd be meeting with somebody at 10. We'd say, "Here's what we want you to build," and by 7 o'clock in the evening, we would get a visit back at our hotel with 4 working prototypes and a book of colorways to choose from for the outside injection molding. It is that efficient there, and it's that competitive. So it's not just one person does it, but you get 3 or 4 vendors for the manufacturing that come to your hotel with all of their wares, and you just get to decide which one has a look and feel that you believe best. And also from that, to slam Elapal once again, their displays are really shitty. And the lock box, the black box that it presents, all built in China. I would never turn that on. I bought one just as an oddity, and I'm convinced that it listens to me at night, so I put it away in its own Faraday cage. It's not a good thing.
Someone in China listening to you at night.
Ooh, I hear what Papa Boner is talking about today.
Is that in
Guangzhou.
Is that in an episode of The Big Bang Theory? Anyway. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I remember that one. That was really, really funny. I think they remote control his lights or something.
Yeah. Two Chinese guys.
We are in Pasadena, California. Oh shit!
Oh boy.
Hey, talking about Guangzhou, I think this news is about a week old anyway. I think there was a nuclear power plant that was leaking or somewhat leaking, and clearly in very Chinese fashion, we just raised the safe limits. So now everyone's allowed to be radioactive. So
they learned from the Japanese then.
Congrats!
That was our trick.
I knew you were gonna say that, Papa.
I thought the Russians started that first with Chernobyl. Did
Oh,
you have
yeah.
any
No.
nuclear stuff blow up? No such thing. Nuh-uh.
No, actually, the Russians dealt with it completely different. And if you ever see the series, the short series, Chernobyl, it really
Yeah.
does the play-by-play.
It was
They
very
dump
good.
boron and cement
And
and
pretty
water
accurate,
on
too.
it. Yeah.
Like that's exactly how governments act. Pretty much. So
Yeah,
It's
I
like-
understand. I understand Overwatch was recommending the Elapal. It's why I wanted to bring it to everybody's attention. I vehemently disagree. And I think that with his weight that he's throwing around, he should darn well get off the Elapal as quickly as possible. And anyway, he doesn't, as we all know, Overwatch is our resident whale and he don't stake. So he can easily pull that across to some other wallet and do multi-sig. I think he should be using a Gnosis safe like Vitalik Buterin.
Yeah. Put half the keys at your mom's place. Or
That's
something
it.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, Vitalik Buterin's mom is available for this.
Yeah.
What?
She's trusted. Vitalik vouches for her.
So can I ask a very basic question? Because I think this is basic. Don't we all know by now that we really shouldn't be using Chinese tech? I mean, it's been pretty obvious since the Kobe headphones. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how are you promoting Chinese tech, Chinese hardware? Let me rephrase. For crypto shit. That to me is kind of wild. Just saying.
For anything, honestly, for anything that's security. Here in
Right.
Tokyo, we got these USBs, and you'll notice that some of them in Akihabara have a little bit thicker of a plug on the A type side. And they cracked them. Somebody cracked it open because they were noticing some strange things going on with their PC. And it actually has a wireless chip in it. And it was transmitting directly on the Docomo network.
Whoa.
Back to China.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
So everything was going back to China.
Whoa.
Just because of USB. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit.
Yep.
So
And you wouldn't
don't-
even know it. It just
Don't visit the Senyen shop. I used to go there a lot.
Senyen shop.
Yeah.
The Hyakuyen shop. Yeah.
Was it
Yeah.
Hyakuyen or Senyen? No, there was this. I remember there was a Senyen shop. Or maybe I'm
Senyen
wrong. Anyway, yeah.
Or-
Like, they're not like dirt cheap stuff. Or I suppose things that were more upmarket,
Or the-
going for about
Oh,
$10.
okay.
I
Oh,
don't know.
Senyen.
I could be wrong.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry, where were we?
94 people watching right now. That's really cool. Hi everybody. That's awesome. Welcome,
That's great.
welcome.
That's great for a first stream too, right?
Yeah,
Well, okay, so we have to
on the
trust the
network.
French.
yeah. That,
Wait,
Well,
what?
DJ Cryptomatic has a good dig at Ledger.
Well, how about the Czech Republicans?
You know, one thing I will say about the French, at least when they make something, they don't try to, do funny stuff with it.
Yeah.
So can't say that
Unless-
about
Unless you're Bogdanov.
Right. Unless you're him, right? I mean, can we just run down like Chinese made stuff? Like in my country, we got a lot of Chinese made stuff, and it's well known. And I'm talking about vehicles,
It's
appliances. I mean, whatever you want. Right? We're just speaking from a general, right, level of reality here.
Yeah.
Not even about the LO, PAL, whatever. So when you take all of that into account, how in the hell would you ever even consider something like that? It's just crazy. Crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's just dangerous. So be careful with that. Always do your own research, guys. Never take nobody's advice. Always do your own research. Always. Craziness.
And if you see some tech that is too good to be true,
It is.
It is too good to
Probably
be true.
is.
Yeah. And if it's a low price, it's even there's even
Way-
more
yeah.
of a chance of a catch.
Yeah.
And if you can't see the product as being of high value, then you are the mark at a higher value to the criminals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watch your shit. Keep your stuff safe. We're all going to be in this together for 15 years or more.
Right. So think about all of the stuff that Papa B says, right, as what's good strategy. And if you look at the net, a lot of it is just keeping it straightforward and keeping it simple, right? Once you start adding complexity into the picture, what you're really doing is adding attack vectors, right? Because you're just adding another layer of another point of transmission from one address to another or whatever have you, right? When you're connecting one machine to another, unless you're doing it offline, right, which is not easy to do, right? For most people, it's difficult for most people to do because it requires some technical know-how. Yeah, well, there you go. Even the Chinese don't trust Chinese products. Yeah,
This is true. This is true.
There you go.
so I mean, need we say more? I think that's the end of that session. Right? I mean,
Pretty
jeez.
much.
Yeah. So you know, always do your own research, guys. Never ever take anybody else's advice.
Not just
Can I say one last thing about the LPAL thing? Sorry.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I cracked open, well, didn't break open the LPAL obviously, but when I used it myself doing tests, the color palette for Chinese software is very, it's obvious. They have a distinctive color palette, as do the Koreans and as do the Japanese and as do the guys in the United States. I will tell you that if you have hardware that is manufactured in China and that has firmware and software that is loaded that has any kind of encryption at all or has any kind of security protocols at all on it, that must be registered. The keys must be turned over to the Chinese government and the military. Just to remind you guys, please think twice about using anything for crypto that originates from China, please.
Yep.
Very
Got one massive backdoor.
Well
And
said.
if they do a rug
Yep.
pull, they will just rug everyone with
Well
one
said.
single script.
yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
And these are the things we need to, bring to light and highlight and continuously talk about so people stay abreast and aware of what's actually going on out there.
Balaji, just get a Mac. Forget about it. Okay.
It's still made in China, is it not?
Yeah.
Of course.
Everything is
Asus and
made in
Acer are made in Taiwan.
almost
And that's
almost
slightly
all
better.
laptops. Almost all laptops are made in
Yeah.
China. So
It's hard to get
that part,
anything that's not made in
so
China.
that part you cannot
Avoid.
escape that. Yeah, you cannot avoid that. So
You got to really just know how to hide in plain. I was just having this conversation on the side in the chat with D'Artagnan, and it's just a matter of fact that you have to learn how to hide in plain sight when you're online on a computer. If you start naming your PC all kinds of crazy stuff, you start like, Hex God or some shit like that, right? Like people are gonna look up what is this Hex this guy's talking about, and you think the cryptocurrency isn't gonna pop up, of course. So then they're gonna dig further and further, and that's all it takes. All it takes is one little thread to entice a hacker to start unraveling. This is how these things happen. Right? It's not really so much that you're standing out there waving your arms. It's that they're looking for cues and clues. That's how it really works.
Yeah.
So virtual machine if you know how to use one.
Yep.
Again, if you know how to use it.
Yep. VM why not? Yeah.
Absolutely. Please do.
So
I'm going to say something, but this is not to everyone else's flavor. If you can possibly segregate or actually create virtual networks within your home network, that'd be great, because you've got a little bit more control with a couple of other things, and you can have two different, virtual networks with two separate set of rules depending on what equipment you've got. You can have one that's super tight, and you've got one which is not very tight. So that's where you can play with. I mean, I play with these sort of things, and that's just me. But that might be something that you could consider as well, because you do not know what's actually watching you on your own network. It would be good to put a finger on top of it. And why I say what I say is. Going back to the whole made in China stuff, I had a personal experience where I bought something cheap. The this is actually CCTV for my house anyway. And what I noticed was something weird was happening. So I was getting a lot of packets leaving the router. I couldn't understand why that was. Simple trace, it was actually going to China. It was from the CCTV.
How about that?
Yep, it's going there, and then straight away, not really straight away though, but I obviously picked it up because it was very unusual. I blocked it. The camera stops working. Guess what?
Interesting. And that's how it happens, right? It's the little cues, it's the little clues, it's not the obvious things. And this is what people have to understand about the internet. Because these are the people that are doing it. They know what's obvious and what's not, right? So you have to learn to think a little differently from that regard, because they're not playing games. They're out here taking what you got.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So do not save money or skip money on a cheap router, if possible.
For sure.
Try and get something that gives you at least a slight deep packet inspection. At least stuff that you can do. Maybe like say to block geographic packets. Anything that goes to China, Russia, Belarus, whatever, completely blocked. So you should have that enabled basic, because you have to control what packets come in.
I mean, most people don't even think about that stuff, bro.
No, they don't.
Like, I didn't even think about that.
No.
Right? Like, I haven't thought about that. I got some BS router, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't got nothing that's blocking packets. Like, that's some next level shit. I never thought about that. Because that's not my expertise, right? It's not my area of expertise. So I'm not thinking that deep about it. But there you go. And this is stuff that I technically already know. But I'm just not thinking that deep about it because it's not my area of expertise. That's how we all get blindsided by what we don't know, right? And I talk about that all the time. Here we go. That's how we all get blindsided by what we don't know.
Echoes.
Well, yeah, man. It happens.
And I think I'm going to say something really, really stupid, but try and...
What's new?
Oh, damn.
I'm going to say something like, I think Wales can understand this. Go do prisoner of war training. So just in case if someone ties you to a chair in a dark room and say, give me your private keys.
You never will.
You will never.
Never cough them up. Never.
Oh,
Never.
Yeah, nice.
In the US, they call it SEER training, and that stands for Survive, Evade, Rescue and Escape, or something like that. I can't even remember anymore. It's been so long. But yeah, it's interesting stuff because people just don't have a clue that that's even a thing. Survival, evasion, resistance, and escape. There you go.
Yep. Crypto King brings up an interesting point. There are two camps in terms of VPN. I mean, VPN, it depends if you're like doing internet traffic and you want to, shield your IP address. That's a good thing. But there's another camp, there's another school of thought, which is that this entrusts your traffic to a third party who has the encryption keys for your traffic and knows what's going across their pipe. So, I tend to like to use one just to, mask my IP address. And if I'm, of course, downloading, the porn that Vince asked me to get for him, then I will use my VPN. And I'll do that. But, what's the alternative, right? Is to get a satellite phone and use, cut out the middleman and go strictly to your satellite for X amount of dollars per month and a super slow throughput. You can do that. And that's probably the best way. I think we were chatting about that on the Pulse Chat channel. So think about it. Again, go to whatever extreme you want. I like VPNs. Some people may not. Use that in conjunction with your hardware wallet and make sure that your machine is a virgin machine only doing crypto. And that's it.
It's funny. Oh, go ahead. No. Go ahead.
Okay. No, just on the topic of VPN, there's two no-nos. I must say this. This is very important. Do not ever use or have an account with ExpressVPN or Astro. If you read the terms and conditions, it's one of those lines. Actually, you know what? I'll probably find this when I'll probably go dark for 2 seconds. It literally says the packet goes to China.
Wow.
Really?
Love it.
Let me find it. Okay.
We got
And also,
we just don't read.
here's a message for Hexicans that are going to Vegas. Do not connect your phones to any Wi-Fi in any hotel lobbies. Try to also not use the hotel Wi-Fi. Request a wired connection to your room and bring a travel Wi-Fi router with you. It's about the size of a stick of gum. It has an Ethernet port in it and a USB power port that you plug into the wall. That's all it is. It's a tiny little device. You get your own WPS connection and you get your own SSID that only you know and the next room and the entire hotel does not. Use that, please. Don't just be connecting up to random SSIDs. It's so easy to spoof those. So easy to be in the next room and be offering an SSID for your room number. Very, very easy to do. So just don't do it. And hotel lobbies are probably the biggest place for this to happen.
I just about to say one more thing that reminds me as well. If you're not using Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, not using like completely no intention to use it whatsoever, turn the bloody thing off. You've got no idea what they can do. I've been to a lot of security conferences. People literally, it says on the sign, turn off your Bluetooth and Wi-Fi because this is clearly a security conference and there's something called the wall of shame. And the amount of shit that can get just from those two things will scare you.
Yep, true.
You know, it's funny. People don't understand. All of these conveniences are just attack vectors, right? All of them.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, everything. 5G, 4G, 3G, Edge, right? We started off with what?
Edge.
What was
Edge
the name?
2G?
GSM or whatever it was before that.
Yep.
Before that, it was just GSM.
2G. My God.
Then we went up to 2G, right? And all it's ever done is add another level of invasiveness.
Yeah.
CDMA.
CDMA is another one, right? That's other version that doesn't use a SIM card.
Right.
You know, I used to be really big into tech back in the day, so a lot of this shit I know, but the new shit I don't know. And the new shit is scarier because it's a whole lot more convenient. And convenience is a problem.
Yep.
That's how people click on a link and then they get wrecked. Literally from just clicking on a link.
Here's another tip: never say never speak your keys audibly, even if you have that bad habit of when you're writing things down and you're like over the age of 50 and you're like, Peter, pumpkin, eater, and if you're writing these things down, you've got at least 3 always on listening devices in your house, probably around you at all times. Never say these things out loud.
If you have a smart TV, it's listening. If you have anything smart is listening, period.
Google Home.
All of that. Any smart device.
Amazon Puck.
Alexa or Siri.
Your phone, all of your equipment. Yep. And if you'd like to know where to secure your electronic devices, if you do have to have that level of conversation, reach out to me over t.me, Wells only. I'm not going to talk about that on live stream. It's very simple too. It's not anything crazy. You'd be shocked.
Just common sense, you know. While you are writing down your seed words, do not say them out loud. You know, while your phone is on, you know, they are listening all the time. Okay.
Yeah. And just remember what this is, right?
Like that.
Yeah, this is all electromagnetic stuff. So if you learn how to block out frequencies, well, then guess what? They can't touch you.
Yeah.
Right? So you know, it's looking at what you're dealing with. You know, like don't make it rocket science.
Mm-mm. Key
Just
log.
stop. Yeah, key locking.
Key. Oh, okay.
Kellogging, is that like no Rice Krispies or
No cereals.
No
No
General
cereals.
Mills.
No
stop,
cereals.
what is it to stop keylogging? What was the thing? What
Use
was
the
the
on-screen
advice?
It's a good
keyboard.
idea to use the on-screen keyboard.
No,
Yeah,
No.
no, I don't think so.
No.
no.
Because it's still picking up what you're typing in.
Yep.
And I think that's what the key and then not the fact that you're using one thing versus the other.
Hey guys, we're coming up to an hour. We should probably go for our usual quick break, and then we'll probably go down on a lighter note with other stuff that maybe we should talk about. Maybe a bit of maybe Hex, probably something else. Yeah, we'll be back probably about 5 minutes.
Yep.
All right.
Thanks for coming to spend time with me at the trailer, Wojak.
No problem, Dad.
So son, are you still playing with that silly internet money?
It's called crypto, and yes, I've been building my portfolio over the past few years.
You need to sell all of your make-believe internet money and do what I did when I was your age.
And what's that?
You need to invest in real estate. Real estate has been the only investment I've ever had to think about. In 1979 I bought my first house while I was in my last year of college working part-time. It 20 times in value since I first purchased it.
Dad, the housing market is really inflated right now. If I were to buy a house, I would have to sell all of my other assets and risk everything on.
Renting is throwing money away, Wojak.
But buying really doesn't make sense to me right now. Sure, interest rates are at an all-time low, but with the current price of housing I'd only be able to afford a shit shack and it would cost me everything I own.
You millennials are so ungrateful. None of you want to work hard like my generation did. You just want everything given to you. You're not going to own a mansion right away, but you can fix up your first place and sell it at a profit. They should really teach this in school.
Dad, I'm sure buying a house could be a great investment for some people, but for me right now, given the current state of the market, I'm not so sure.
Well, I happen to know a good real estate agent. His trailer is right next to ours. He might change your mind. Hey Chad. Come talk to Wojak here about real estate and how people his age need to learn to properly invest their money.
Hi Wojak, I overheard you're interested in buying a house?
Well, not exactly, I was just saying.
Well, let's go take a look at some properties at least.
Alright, I suppose taking a look couldn't hurt.
Let's go.
Well Wojak, here we are. This is a beautiful bungalow located in a lovely rural setting. Asking price is $600,000.
This looks like a shit shack out in the middle of nowhere.
Housing prices only go up.
You should really reconsider.
I would have to be insane to buy this.
In that case, let's look at another place. Here we are, this is a reclaim-themed ranch-style home, starting price of $550,000.
This is just as terrible as the last property.
Son, I am disappointed.
Wojak, how about this one?
Absolutely not. No way in hell.
You need to pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Millennials are so picky and entitled.
Well, there's this one last place. It's closer to your price range at an asking price of $450,000.
Wow, she's a beaut, Wojak.
Guys, there's literally a hole in the roof. This place looks terrible.
Buy the house, son.
This is a good deal, Wojak.
You just gotta put in some work.
It will appreciate in value quickly.
This is the problem with your generation.
There's already 3 other buyers interested.
Fine. Where do I sign?
I'm proud of you, son.
You made the right choice, Wojak.
Et votre shit check? Perfect. Begin the control demolition.
Well, at least the view is nice. And I bet it's appreciated in value already.
Ah, here we go again. Another day, another dollar, as they say. Monday morning, wow, Friday is so far away. escape the rat race.
Go make me money, boy. I need a new Lambo.
Lol, I want a Lambo too. That's enough motivation. But where do I start? This kid is really making millions because of Bitcoin? I should follow his steps. Oiseau la dream. Et will never leave le race. Now go back to work.
Now go back to work.
He bought the chic check.
He bought it.
He bought the chic check.
For the record, that was Whittier, California.
Oh, was it?
He said, quite, at least there's a good view, so it can't be Whittier.
Yeah, I think you should do a tactical nuke on Whittier. Is it really that bad? I mean, I looked on the map. It looks pretty good.
Just like the shit out of it.
Oh, man.
Anyway. Won't be long now. Won't be long.
I'm rich, bitch!
Oh.
All right. I do have something to confess. Just give me 2 seconds. I'll bring this
Dun dun.
All right, how much hex did you sell?
What did you do, Tom?
I did a sushi swap. How's that?
Sushi swap. Oh.
10 out of 10.
What?
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Oh, yep.
That was funny.
That reminds me. Hold on. Uncle had some interesting food. Where is it? There we go.
It wouldn't be HexAsians without. Oh, jeez. Durian
Is that
pizza.
jackfruit pizza? Or breadfruit pizza?
No,
That's
durian. Durian pizza.
That's the king of fruits. Wales. It's called durian.
Durian? Huh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dude,
Interesting.
it stinks.
It stinks like hell, but
damn,
yeah, it tastes so good.
Pungent smell.
So it's kind of like the inverse of papaya. Kind of has a pungent taste, but it smells so good. Depending on how ripe it is, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, but this smells like rotten flesh.
Oh damn! I don't want to try that. Then. I'm good.
Oh, and it's spiky too on the outside. So you got to wonder who was the first person that said, "I'll eat this."
Let me try that. Yeah, exactly. Must have been Dire Straits.
Oh yeah.
Holy smokes!
Yeah, I mean, it is not welcoming at all.
No.
Yeah. So like this is the same thing. Yeah. So that's that's what we call the D24 or the it's one of the most expensive types of durian.
What the hell does Mao Shan Wang pizza mean?
It means it literally means cat mountain king.
Cat Mountain King, and there's no cat on the pizza.
No, it's the breed of durian. It's the particular type of durian. So
that is too funny, man.
Yeah, that's what we welcome to Southeast Asia. So what this is it's coconut rice with the chili, and eggs and whatever. So
you guys just put a whole meal on a pizza out there, huh? I don't even care.
Yep. You got it.
It's like we have a durian connoisseur.
Holy shit.
Marion knows
eggs,
what's up.
Marion herself.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not Asian, so I can't imagine. That's just right there in your face, right? So
can't wait for you to come here, Wales. Yeah.
No, I'm dying to go.
I'll show you around.
No. I'm dying to go and be under surveillance 24/7 for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What does sadap mean?
Yummy. That's
yummy.
Yeah.
Yummy.
Yummy.
Yep. Sadap.
Sadap. Yes, sadap.
I love the way you said it, Papa B.
Spoken like a true gaijin. Yeah. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
All right, hold on, let me try it again.
Sadap.
Sadap.
You nailed it.
Nasi lemak pizza simply sadapla.
Wow. Perfect.
Wow.
Yeah. Impressive.
Convinced me. I thought it was a Japanese person saying it.
Wait. No, usually with Malaysian type of ending and everything. So lemak. Right?
Lemak. Yeah.
Lemak.
Yep. Lemak.
Sadap.
Correct. Sadap. Very good. Very good.
Well done.
I never noticed that.
Yeah.
Very good, Papa.
I've been in Singapore once or twice.
Hey. He's been around.
Yep. He's been around as well.
That's for sure.
I'm just curious to find out what happened.
Oh yeah.
When Wales arrives in Changi Airport, and then the security goes, "Are you Wales only one? Can you show me that? Come here, my friend. Come to this room. And this room has a single-sided tinted glass. Come sit down."
Shit.
Then he puts on his latex gloves and
That's the work.
Oh my god.
Now, where's
keys.
your hardware wallet? That's it.
Yeah.
All right, trying to find the hardware wallet and the keys. Oh, you guys are out of control, man.
What's the payout per T-share? What line's the yellow hue?
I even stopped saying that because that was just killing me. Jeez.
That was your thing, man. Come on.
Yeah, it was annoying.
Nah, it was fine.
When they check the keister, it would be like, hew, 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 hew.
Sound like Ryu from Street Fighter.
Nice.
oh my god.
Actually, talking about Street Fighter, I was actually listening to Wales Live while playing Rainbow Midnight with some kid.
That's fucking hilarious. not your son, clearly.
No. He's in school. Like, he can never ever know I've been in an arcade. Never ever know.
How are you planning to hide that from your son? Tell me.
Well, I think he's going to know what's going to happen is this, okay? When Hex gets to $1, my basement will have an arcade, and I'll have one of these machines.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's the life.
I'd rather a car and a track.
Yeah. For sure.
But I guess that's the second best thing.
I need one of those emulators with like a single console with the whole coin-op arcade version, but it's got like 5,000 games in it. That's what I need. That's what I need with the proper flip. You got the joystick, you got the trackball, you got the spin wheel, you got the everything for the everything, and the wheel for the car. That's what I dream of.
Console.
Yeah,
but it's got to have the coin slot, you know, and you can tie the you can tie the quarter on a string. Then
oh yeah. Just get the washer in there once.
Yeah,
of course.
Of course.
Back when it was a quarter. Oh yeah, it's your own machine, but you're still gonna try to get there with the washer with a little dental floss.
Your kids look at you and go, "Dad, what the hell are you doing? Just get the key."
Yeah. Kid gets the key, opens it up.
The keys open up. How many do you want? Ding, 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 ding.
Do you remember that? You'd be at like at the 7-Eleven and like there was a nice guy that was working there and he'd be like, "Hey, you kids, all right," opens it up and gives you like all sorts of credits and slams it and says, "Go to town." And you're like, "You're the greatest."
Yeah.
Then you wake up and it's 2021 and nobody knows what a coin-op arcade game is anymore.
Yeah.
Yep. I used to go to arcades all the time when I was a kid too. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's a good point. I hadn't thought
It was
about
a lot
that.
of fun.
Yeah,
Dude, it was fun.
Yeah, exactly. It was definitely fun.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
When all the game consoles came up with all the arcades, all the coin arcades died. So
yeah,
that's true.
As they started going up in price, they started offering premium type of things like vibrating seats and guns mounted turrets.
And
3D stuff was a big deal, you know.
Yeah.
T arcade.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I was young when all that happened, so I never really thought about it. But yeah, it's a very good point. Because when I was a kid, you could still go to 40 Deuce and go play the arcades.
Nice.
On 42nd Street.
What the hell is that? What the hell was that?
What was that?
What the hell was that?
I didn't really want to show a chart on the stream tonight because I know Wales would just go, "No, that's not happening. Let me show you." So yeah, look at all the degens, right? Trying to break the fucking
so stupid.
fucking desktop. Never ever. Sailor Moon. Never ever. Just bounce within range.
Wow.
What was the other one that I saw the other day? Oh my god! Hang on, I'll try and find it. That fractal was insane. Hang on, where is it? There's an insane one. Yeah, this one. Same as. Where is it? Okay, gotcha.
Oh, it's Marion played video games in Akihabara. She said that's cool.
Cool.
Oh yeah, still there. They got most of them are those damn, catcher games. Those claw games.
Oh, the claw game.
Yeah.
The UFO catcher.
Yeah, that's stupid stuff.
Right.
Not so much fun as like Frogger or Galaxian, man. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Or Street Fighter.
Street Fighter. What was the other one? Tekken was another one that was good.
Tekken, yeah, Tekken.
Mortal Kombat. Yeah, Mortal Kombat.
All the classics.
Yeah, all the classics, really.
I like the X-Men versus Street Fighter, that one that you can do 99 hits. Remember that 99 hits?
Yeah,
so if someone catches you on, I think it was a light kick, light punch or something like that, and you just keep doing the same thing. The moment once you get in that loop, and then you can just forget it, just walk away. You lose.
Right. It's game over.
It's game over. That's it. Straight away.
You know what really sucks? When you think about all the quarters that you plunk down into those machines, if you only had them back and it only put them into Hex in day 33, damn it!
Oh man,
nah.
Own the arcade.
A lifetime of regret.
A lifetime of regret.
That's what Hex gives to us. A lifetime of regret.
No regret.
Richard Hart, damn you for not coming out with Hex back in 1978 when I needed it.
How dare you? Oh man.
Yep. And just grab a ball and ask for RMB, BTC, ETH, BNB, and BCH.
Bowl of rice. That's all it's gonna ever amount to.
Is that a begging bowl?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a
begging bowl. Yeah. So it says like RMB, BTC, whatever. I'll take anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, means
they accept anything.
Oh man, we've had some laughs today. My face literally hurts from laughing so much. It's crazy.
How about something a little more serious now, like this dumper bro that Uncle Kevin found?
What is
thanks
this?
to thanks to shout out to the our bros in Hex Trading. You know. Yeah.
Man, t.me/Hex Trading chat.
Hex Trading.
Hex Trading.
Hex Trading.
Looks like they still got 16 mil.
Still got like 16 mil. Yeah, he's been dumping all day long.
How much do they start with?
Quite a lot. Go to the
ERC20 tab.
Yeah. Go to the ERC20. Yep. So he's been dumping all day long.
Wow.
So he's been dumping like 5 mil, 4 mil, 4
mil,
4 mil. Yeah, he's got a lot. This guy's got a lot. So he's been dumping all day long.
Soon he'll be done.
Yep, he'll be done.
And what I'd like to know is who's the buyer? Who's buying this and wicking it way past 12 cents? It looks like it's almost 13 cents on some of these wicks. What's that about?
Might be the God whale defending the price. I don't know.
The God whale is just buying the stuff up. He's like, I'll take that. Thank you very much. I'll take it.
He minted 29 mil. Looks like. Yeah.
So this guy, this guy was in quite early. Yeah. From January of 2020. So.
Wow.
Yeah. This guy's quite early. Wow. So for some reason he's decided to cash out. So
yeah, that sacrifice thing and that snapshot, those are going to be terrible. I don't want anything to do with this. For 20-something million hex. Yeah, I don't need that.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah. I'm gonna buy Shiba Inu or something.
I got a question, guys. I got a question. When liquidity?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
When liquidity, since people like to claim Hex is a Ponzi scheme. Clearly, I don't know what the fuck a Ponzi is.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Incredible. Increíble. Incroyable.
Insolite. Pompit.
Pompit. Incroyable.
Oh, well. Hey, weak hands passing to stronger hands.
Every day, all day.
That is the name of the game. I'm surprised that we have not followed the market. You know, just it bounces back every time because this is a very strong, argument to be getting your hex now. Discounted aisle 5. I definitely have been enjoying these dips to get more.
What's interesting is just how shallow the dips actually are, right? I like to hope we're gonna get bigger dips, but they just never come, and that's just how Hex works. I mean, maybe we'll get lucky and somebody will fuck it up and do a fat finger, as they call it. Always gotta be ready for those.
Somebody blow drying their hair over there, Vince? You?
Nope. Does it look like I have any hair?
I don't know.
I don't remember what you look like at all.
Yeah. Neither do we.
Damn. Oh my god.
Wait, Vince is Asian?
Would have never guessed that.
What channel do you think you're on? The only person that's not Asian is you. Even Wales is Asian.
Even Wales is Asian.
Black. Skin's turning yellow. What about you?
Oops. Hey, I'm geographically Asian, and I've got the intestinal trouble with the white rice to prove it.
Oh.
Oh,
TMI,
man.
man. TMI.
That white rice can be dangerous, right? If you don't.
Oh man, are you kidding? Stool softeners are your only hope.
I always have a
telling you,
problem
man.
going to Japan. Yeah, that's always the problem.
Is it only Japan that everybody gets
No, it's-
constipated, or is it?
Yeah.
all of Asia?
Even Asians get constipated when going
What
to Japan.
the bloody heck
Yeah.
is it? Because you
I
can
don't
eat
know.
like U.S. burgers. I'm thinking something in the water. They're like
It's
we-
the rice
we have
itself.
it's
Could
the
be
rice.
the rice,
It's not
yeah.
rice. It's not necessarily rice. I've tried like laying off rice for a month, and there's no.
Oh.
no. Yeah.
Oh.
No, it's something else.
Oh.
I think it's
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
like conspiracies, Wales, I've got a conspiracy for you. All right. After
Oh, here
World
we
War
go.
After
Here
World
we
War II, during the occupation, the Japanese accepted all of this help by, of course, not only did the United States, do their constitution, but also like got all of the best city planning methods out, and they rebuilt everything because Tokyo was just bombed flat.
Decimated.
And look
correct,
out
yeah.
behind me right here. Now this burgeoning, this bustling metropolis behind me is a result of that. However, given
Wait.
the choice,
That's not
at
a
the
green
end,
screen? That's
this
real?
This is a green screen, but this is a picture of my living room window, but in green screen form, so I can stream from my kid's room, so I don't disturb my wife in the next room. So it's halfway real.
I was just
This is
messing with
actually
you,
the
man.
view out of my living room. So check this out.
That's cool, though. That's
The one thing the Japanese did not accept was when the U.S. Came in and they said, "Look, we'd like to do your sewer system. We want to make it a modern sewer system, not just like these pipes that have to be constantly dug up and
Updated, yeah.
enlarged based on whatever." The Japanese said, "No, we want this just the way it was." Okay, fine, it's on you. So I'm thinking that in order to control the amount of sewage in the city from all these hundreds of thousands, hundreds of millions of people, they secretly constipate everybody, wrench up their bowels, so they only poop these little like rat turds every
You want to
day.
hear something interesting? It doesn't actually sound. It's not implausible. Let me tell you why. In the military, they do the same thing in boot camp because people have a hard time getting adjusted to the food. So it's a common knowledge that they put something in the water called saltpeter. I don't know exactly what this is. Yeah, I don't know exactly what it is, but it's common knowledge that they do that so that people are exactly as you said, not losing it all over themselves, so to speak. Because we're out in the field for long periods of the time, right?
Yep, saltpeter is also supposed to curb your libido too.
Saltpeter
works on your libido.
Yeah, that's true too. I forgot about that. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Sounds like a good thing to give the guys in the army. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they don't go nuts.
So again, well, look at Japan. Declining demographic.
Yep.
So it's not far fetched, right? It's really not.
Yep.
And if you look at what's happening, well, shit, looking like that's what's actually going on. As crazy as it sounds, but why wouldn't they do it, right? They do whatever they want, and that's the thing. People don't, they underestimate that simple fact. Like these entities don't give a shit about you. They're just trying to, maintain their control, and that's it.
So if you want to stick it to the man, use your stool softeners.
There you go. Let them know you want to live.
I want those big, large bits of sacrifice and protest. And every time I flush.
Every time you sit on the throne, yeah.
Miss Exquisite.
Miss Exquisite.
With us here on stream.
Oh wow!
What?
It's a special day.
Last time you were here, we were talking about we were asking, "Can you hear me? Can you hear me?" for 5 minutes, and only once did you say yes.
Hey, we got to hear.
Is it going to be better this time? How are you, Miss Exquisite?
Whoops.
Contact.
Hold on. Let me get her. Hold on a second. Miss Exquisite, how are you? Oh, and she's good.
Oh,
Oh,
That's funny.
Saltpeter McCormick.
so she came, she conquered, and she left.
And she left.
That's a good one.
I love that.
Saltpeter McCormick.
Saltpeter McCormick.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, sure as hell salty as fuck.
We almost had our resident Japanese lady's presence, and we lost her. That's too bad.
Should be back.
I need to get her better internet.
A real life Japanese person.
Hold on.
Hey, Gabe. In Korean won and Aussie
Korean won an
dollars.
Aussie dollar.
Oh,
Bring it.
Oh, really?
I'm not getting there.
I don't get that. What? Who? What?
No, I don't get
I
it
don't
either.
know.
Oh, she's back again.
Hello.
What message do you bring us, Miss Exquisite? Are you there?
Moshi moshi.
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille. Oh my god.
Hello.
Mosh mosh.
Mosh mosh.
Okay, and so this is a repeat of last time.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, we'll just let her pipe up when she wants to.
Yeah, whenever she can make noise, I guess.
Oh,
Quinoa.
Quinoa. Yes, that's the operative word.
Quinoa.
Quinoa.
If you say that 3 times, she'll appear from the bottle.
Grant you
That don't sound right.
Oh man.
Just make sure one of those wishes are wishes for unlimited wishes.
Oh yes, of course. The Asian loophole. Look
Yep.
at you from Guangzhou coming up with that.
We know that
Typical.
shit.
Typical. We lost her again. She's just like peeping in and saying, I don't know if I want to come in here. These guys are all creepy. Oh, she left again. Miss Exquisite went back to the chat. Don't leave us that way. Come on. Come on back. So is Crypto King going to Vegas? Is that the deal that we saw him at the airport?
We don't know.
I don't actually know.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Ah,
We don't know. So
weird.
apparently he's going.
I thought he was getting a cutout sent over there so people could.
I think we were saying that he's going to hide behind that cutout.
Oh, yeah. Pop out from behind and scare everyone.
It's nice.
Doing some really degen stuff. Anyone cares for 125x leverage?
Whoa.
Sure, I got $50 on it.
What?
And it's gone.
Yep.
And it's all gone.
Yep. Yeah, it's gone,
Perpetually
that's
right.
So wait, guys, I saw an alert on Hex Security, and they said that there's actually a token that's been issued and is being sold on Binance. They said that is Pulse Chain. It's a scam token. Already, it's a scam token.
Oh
Pulse
yeah,
Chain.
that's right. That's right.
What is that? What the hell is this?
You're saying it's listed on Binance already?
Yeah.
On
What?
BSC.
And there's also a fake hex coin called Rex on it.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's some stupid. There's some stupid copycat on Binance Smart Chain.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Well, I guess the scammers are out in full force.
Oh yeah, big time.
So is that kind of
But the
flattery?
question is it pumping?
Of course not.
No.
I don't know if you guys saw this one. Impossible Finance.
Impossible Finance.
Okay,
Yeah.
hang on. Okay, this is
It's
fresh
right
off
in the
this
name.
Yep, just about probably
Impossible Swap.
1 day ago. Flash loan alert. So it's obviously got rugged, and it goes impossible swap.
Impossible Swap.
Yep. Yeah,
Such
never
a
ending,
shit show.
never ending. Yep. What the hell's Rec HQ? That's interesting.
Oh, there's Bogdanov.
Oh, that's a frog.
Did you see that?
My
Little French guy in there.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Okay. Je suis en France ici. Il boot. Il dump it.
E-boot. E-boot.
Hey,
Impossible.
when
Yep, people are clamoring for charts in the 15 minutes that we have left. What do you think, guys?
oh, no clue.
Wales only. Did you? Or are they in flux? As always.
What? Oh, my charts are the same from last night, so sure, I can go through them if you guys want. No big deal.
Do we even
T-Bird wants your charts badly.
T-Bird one chart.
When charts.
Yeah.
When charts.
Oh, hey, just before you do, I think this is big news in Singapore anyway. An American man says that Marina Bay Sands is in Tennessee.
Oh, wow. Would have never guessed that.
And yeah, so this is what he said. This is in. I
Thought it was in Marina Bay.
Yeah.
So if anyone lives in Tennessee, tell me if this building does exist or not.
Of course it does. It's all a conspiracy.
Yep.
Navy SEAL. Oh my god. Lion King. Oh my god. Yeah, there's.
So he inadvertently united the whole of Singapore, or from all walks of life, and sending them all into a frenzy. There you go.
Yep. Take away their durian and they get into a frenzy.
Yeah, they just lose it.
Chattanooga. Yeah.
And that top unit over there, that entire floor is Uncle Kevin's. So yeah.
Damn.
There's a restaurant called Club 55.
55. Yep. We did say that. So we're gonna do.
We'll just buy it out and add 2 more 5s.
2 more 5.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Yep. Navy SEAL.
Navy SEAL. Oh my god, that is good.
There's okay. That Nelson Mandela, Ben and Jerry.
Oh, this is classic.
Have you had that, Papa, in Singapore?
Oh, what is this?
That's
So
our
it's
ice cream
basically a
man.
man who sells you an ice cream.
Yeah, that's
Good
our ice
humor,
cream
yeah,
man.
sure.
Yeah,
Sure,
that's our ice cream man.
Oh yeah. Of course.
Ice
How
cream
could you
man.
not? That and hawker stands, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Casper.
Casper.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
success.
Okay. So people are clamoring for Wales to give them a little bit of hopium.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, Nevada. Love it.
So this is where this is where my people buy the lottery.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you tell them you should stand there and tell them all about Hex?
Nah.
You can't save them all. They're just really, really degened, and
Yeah.
I can totally understand that.
Yeah.
They're beyond help. So
All right, let's get into
Here we
it.
go.
So I did a little quick tidbit on Hex's Pumpamentals yesterday because I think it's important for people to realize why the price only goes up and to the right. And that's what I just went through yesterday. So we'll go through it again. A little disclaimer: information displayed in this broadcast is known to cause increased amounts of FOMO. HexAsians and their guests are not responsible for any losses you may accrue for having sushi swap hands, or even worse, impossible swap hands.
There we go.
Nice.
So think accordingly. And don't forget, right? Like, we're seeing millions and millions of dollars exit the system, and price is basically going nowhere. So as I've been saying this whole time, the higher price goes, the less direct hex sellers matter, because within 12 hours, they're already toast. Simple as that. So, you know, these are the kind of things that matter, right? In reality, it's not somebody's opinion that matters. It's how the market actually works. And this is why I always go through the same stuff over and over again, because it's important people understand the most critical aspects of what actually determines value, right? It's not somebody's opinion. It's literally how things actually are designed to work. And that's why you're seeing what you're seeing now with the price action. So let's get into it. Jesus Christ, hold on, man.
They found him.
They're coming for those seed words.
Mr. Wales only, come out with your hands up.
Bring that noisy computer, the one with the what seems to be a mining rig.
The fighter's
Sorry,
jet.
guys. Sorry, guys. All right. So let's get into it. So the way I started it yesterday, I started off with a little Jeopardy. This high interest bearing CD cryptocurrency is designed with one word in mind. Now, what is that one word, gents? Is anybody going to try?
I know this one, but I won't say. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Can I hyphenate it?
No, it's not hyphenated.
Damn it. This high interest bearing CD currency is designed with one word in mind.
What is that word? We're seeing it in the chat, but not sure you guys know what it is.
It's Richard's coined phrase, I would imagine. Correct.
That is accurate. That is accurate. Fine, sir. Pumpamentals.
All right.
That's what we're going to talk about. So it's very simple. Front end pumpamentals, right? When you buy a hex, you're removing that hex from the market, and it's now in your wallet. It's not in the market any longer. So it is not liquid to the point that it is causing a downdraft on price, right? Because it's actually removed and it's sitting in a wallet out of the marketplace. So that means that the hex is not on the market, right? It's gone. It's removed. It's just like if it was burnt to an extent until you're ready to come back and sell it, right? Because it's no longer there. So that's one pumpamental, just merely buying hex. The second one is starting a stake, because what happens is you're minting T-shares and that staked hex is then burned and is no longer part of the existing supply until that stake ends. But then again, unless you're selling that hex, right, it's just as good as it being staked and not existent, because you're not selling it. Only when you're actually putting it in the market in the matter of a market order or placing a limit sell order, right, that's the only time it hits the market. And that's important to understand, because this is why you can have 570 billion coins and it not mean a damn thing. Very critical. So the back end pumpamentals, right? The T-shares are a function of two parameters: size of stake and the duration of the stake. Now, why are we focusing on the ending of the stake? Well, that's because the bigger the stake is in terms of hex, the bigger the reflexive impact on T-shares, and the longer the stake, the bigger the reflexive impact on T-shares. Now, what do I mean by reflexive impact on T-shares? Well, if you guys don't know, when a stake ends, what happens is that all of those T-shares that you currently had, you can no longer have when you try to restake that same amount of capital. And the reason for that is because the system is designed such that with the passage of time, the relative value in the system is increasing at a pretty much consistent rate with respect to the inflation that the system is pumping out, but it also takes into account the inflation that's being created from those ending stakes and creating new hex, right? Because what's actually happening is that once you're swapping your T shares back out for the hex that you've created or accrued in interest during the duration of your stake, what's happening then is that you're creating more hex at the end of that stake. And that means the valuation of the market has just increased, right? Because now, not only do you have your original amount of hex back in the market, they're accounted for in the market cap, right? Because now they're actually end staked. So they're no longer disappeared from the supply. So not only is the market adjusting to your original principal at a new price, it is also adjusting to the interest you've earned at that new price, right? So the whole system has a reset in terms of value. And this is why we end up seeing the T-share rate ratcheting up over time in conjunction with, right, the natural inflation in the system. And this is why when the staker attempts to restake the same amount of T-shares for the capital that they allotted, they are actually receiving a smaller number of T-shares, right? Based on the two parameters outlined above. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. So that's why it's important to understand the fundamentals, right? These are just the front end and the back end fundamentals, and those are just 3 items. It's not even anything crazy. So right, this is stuff we all know, right? This isn't anything out of this world. This is really what we're all used to talking about, right? And it's just important to keep in mind that this is actually how it works all the time. It's no different than anything else. So it's important that we keep these basic facts at the forefront of our mind, right? Because even though you can sell hex, you have to remember one important thing. You're selling hex into that permabid. So good luck to you, right? Because it's okay to sell if you have to, but to go swap it for something else, good luck. Because you have to understand how hex is designed to keep going up into the right, right? And this is the third set of fundamentals, and this is price action through buying and selling activity, right? So how so? Well, hex trades on decentralized exchanges only, where the order book is a function of automated market maker technology. Now, automated market maker technology makes markets via a ratio through a linear function rather than a centralized order book as level 2 as we're used to seeing in the legacy markets, right? So this is the thing. When something is centralized, think about it like this. A centralized order book is like a pool, right? Say it's a big Olympic swimming pool, whatever. There's a bunch of people in there, right? And this is really what it's like. If you've ever seen a live trading pit from like CME, futures pit or something like that, or options futures pit, right? There's like literally a whole ring of people in there screaming at each other. And it's just like that, a whole pool. And there's only so much water in that pool, right? So when a big whale comes in and messes things up, then you get a skew in that order book, and that moves prices. You understand? So that's why this technology is so forward-looking. Because what's happened is you're removing the ability of the whales to affect the market in any way. They have to move it against themselves in order to affect it. And the reason for that is because of this simple product, right? It's a linear equation. And let's actually pull up what a linear equation looks like, just because I did that last night. And I just really want you guys to see. Let me see, what is this thing? Give me a second. I really want you guys to understand. All right, here we go. How simple this is, because this is not hard at all. This is very straightforward. So when we're looking at a linear equation, it's something very simple, right? I'm pretty sure most of you guys know this, but it's already y x plus some constant, right? Y equals x plus some constant. That's all it is, right? And what, come on, man. And when we get, right, when we're just really looking at this plainly, right, it's just a straight line, right? Straight line, nothing special, right? Nothing special at all. But it's important to understand that that is what this means. Now, that's step one. Step two is understanding what's happening under the hood. And that's by understanding what X and Y actually are. And they're a ratio of the two coins in the set that give us K, right? And this is a function of how liquidity pools work, right? So no matter what pair you're looking at, this is basically it, period. So understanding that X and Y are ratios of each other, meaning a ratio of coin A versus coin B, or mathematical term, and Y is the ratio of coin B versus coin A, or mathematical term, right? But the whole point is that they yield K, which is the current market price because of X times Y. You see, that's how that works. So what this means is somebody comes in and pushes A around or pushes B around, that's going to affect price, right? Depending on whether they're buying or selling, right? Because X and Y are going to be affected based on that because they're ratios. So they're going to be structured a certain way. And it's just like this, right? They're just going to be the inverse of each other. And they're just going to represent the buy side and the sell side. And that's it. And together, they put a price. And that's how the ratio of the coins dictate the price, right? Because if you're buying a bunch of B here, that's going to be here, right? That's going to drag this value up, this value down, and change this price to higher. Or whatever it ends up being, right? Based on whatever the equation is or the ratio is for those coins, right? But that's the whole point. It's really this simple. So when you have something like this, and then you get a big buyer come in or a big seller come in, it's going to do one of two things, right? If it's a big buyer and they're coming in with size, well, it's just going to shoot that thing up, right? It's not going to do anything else. It's just going to go like that, right? It's not going to do anything else. It's a linear equation because you just impacted one of the variables in a positive way. And if it's a seller, it's going to do the opposite. And that's pretty much it. There's no more to it. Like, that's it, right? So it's also important to remember the reality of the market, right? And this is something I like to talk about all the time because people don't, it's like people forget it. I don't know why. But there's one cryptocurrency and the rest are merely trying to catch up. So, also very important. I got this great graphic from a homie documenting Hex on Twitter. He's always keeping us aware and abreast of what's actually going on in the community. So it's pretty cool. He's a pretty cool follow if you don't follow him already. But yeah, so now we go to the charts, right? Since people want the charts. And this is what we got. I always start off with an economy and how it works, right? Any economy, no matter what level you're talking about, whether it's municipal or global, operates in the same way. You have a private sector and then you have a public sector. The private sector creates the value. The public sector is supposed to be there, keyword supposed to be there to facilitate civilization. Pretty straightforward. That's why we pay taxes via the social contract, all of that, quote unquote, right? Because we clearly know that's not how this shit works. Because if it was, well, we wouldn't have had 2020. We wouldn't have all this financial mismanagement. You wouldn't have all this dollar printing. You wouldn't have a big bloated government that has reduced the size of the private sector to the point that the private sector is ineffectually non-existent, basically. I mean, you walk around New York and it's like, where'd everybody go? And this is New York. So I can only imagine other cities. And this is just what's happening worldwide, right? And this is what it's all about for them. And these are things that are important to understand. And this is why being in Hex is so great, because all you're doing is just letting them destroy themselves. It's not going to affect you if you're a Hexican because you're getting paid. And this chart was recorded on the 18th of June, 3 days ago, 1,200 hours. And what we're going to basically see is that as we scroll through time, the portion of the pie chart is just getting bigger for Hex, and it's just fluctuating for the rest. And this is just another telltale sign of the crystal clear decorrelation from the rest of the market. Like, I really have no idea where people keep getting this idea that Hex is correlated to the market, but whatever. Their problem. 337, literally hours later. And that's a pretty big move in terms of market cap. Pretty big move, right? And that's a couple days ago still. 3.4%. As of yesterday morning, 3.38 from 3.4, but 3.7 was prior to. So we're still net up. And then boom, 3.42% as of last night. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're bigger now because we just don't go anywhere. We just go sideways. And everything else is dumped since then. So, that I can update it at the end, but that's pretty much just the reality of it. Hex is going to continue to just swallow up the market because people don't understand anything and they just like to lie to themselves, and that's okay. They'll figure it out one day. So this is day 553 of the first 553 days, and what we're looking at here is a comparison in age for the first number of days between Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Hex, in conjunction with the T-shares, which is the value proposition for Hex. And I have also thrown on here the logarithmic power lines or power trend lines, which let us know the return stream's nature for each respective coin. Bitcoin has none because it's reading 0. Ethereum is at 948, rounding up on its index, showing a logarithmic nature of log base 10, which is not up and to the right. And then you have Hex with a index at 42,529. And T-shares giving us a read at 76,573. Now, please note the trend line for T-shares and X, right? Because they pretty much move the same. Log base 2, which is up and to the right, no matter what, right? This is sideways, basically. So you are going to need a whole lot more economic value to get this to ratchet up to the point that it can ever look anything like this. There's a reason they're trying to emulate what Hex has already done in terms of code and the deflationary aspect that they do not currently have in their coin, right? And this is what they would like to emulate, but they can't ever get there. That's the thing. And can we just look at how much Hex is outpacing Ethereum in the first 553 days? It's 42-1. Like, where did all the ETH go? Really? Right? Like, wake up. Shit is funny, but wake up. It's not real, right? And this is Hex post Big Payday. Now, it was a big payday. Big Payday happened on November 19th, 2020, and that was essentially the end of the launch phase for Hex. And when all of the remaining Bitcoin that was not out in the market was released, which was approximately 30% of the supply at the time. And if you were staked, you got some of that Hex coin paid to you because those were coins that were not claimed by the Bitcoiners. I think about 3% or 2% of all the Bitcoin holders claimed or something like that. I can't even remember the number anymore, but it's really small. So the system ended up getting the rest. And if you were staked, you ended up getting some of that. And that's what that was about, but with respect to your duration. So after all of the inflation came out, right? So what happened? Hex actually ran up into November 1st, and then it dumped into Big Payday. And this chart is a continuation of that, right? This is what this is. So this is the inflation literally coming out of the system, or the supply being absorbed by the market. And now what we're left with is escape velocity, right? Hex is just going up and to the right, up and to the right. And all we're going to ever see is sideways price movements, just like we've always seen. Only now it's going to be less severe, right? These are big down sideways moves because you had a lot of selling. Now the selling is irrelevant because people are understanding what the system does, right? Now let's just take a look at how well they're understanding it, because this is from a comparative stance, right? Versus the first Bitcoin halving, we have Hex outpacing it by 147%, outpacing the second Bitcoin halving by 1,000%, and outpacing the third by 735%, with the Big Payday index at 1778, right? First halving all the way down here, 720, third halving 212, Second halving, 161. I mean, this is just disrespectful, right? If this was a fight, it wouldn't even be fair. You'd have to break it up. Like, come on. What's really going on? Right? I mean, this clearly shows that X is superior. So, you know, there's a reason they're mad. T-shares versus Ethereum in pink and T-shares versus Bitcoin in orange. And this is in dollar terms. And what we're looking at is a value of one with respect to the other. Ethereum and Bitcoin in this case. And T-shares are the topic. So when this chart is showing up and to the right, this means that T-shares are outpacing Ethereum and Bitcoin, which are the denominator. So we're approximately very close to being 5% of a Bitcoin. And this is we're probably above there today, actually, because the price really dropped probably about 3% for Bitcoin overnight, and maybe even more. I don't even know, but it's dropped a lot. Whereas for Hex, it really hasn't gone anywhere. So this is how, you know, T-shares stand their ground, maintain their value while the rest of the market just collapses around it. For Ethereum, it's getting interesting because we're, I think, sub 2,000. Let's see. Yeah. Sub 2,000. So it's getting hairy out there, right? People want to keep believing instead of doing analysis. Stop believing. Analyze shit. You look less dumb at the end of the day. So here we have the dynamic hex octa flow tracker. And this is what's really letting us know where the value is coming from within the market, right? Because the T-share rate is what determines how many T-shares you can get when you buy and stake Hex. So where does the T-share rate come from? Well, it comes from these two values. And it is the dollar cost of a T-share divided by the dollar cost of 10,000 Hex. Now, as of last night at crossover, it was 1,666. The dollar cost of 10,000 Hex is $924.57 as of last night, giving us a T-share rate of 18,021 Hex per T-share. Right? Now, why is this important? This is important because this is the price we pay to earn to get one T-share without taking duration and size into account. This is just flat out what it is. Right? Because once you get to, give me a second, guys. Once you get to, where is this thing? Once you get to stake Hex, right? Let's say you got 1,000 Hex, right? That only gives you 0.05 T-shares. Right, which is really not a lot of T-shares because we're talking about printing Hex. Now, relatively speaking, it's a lot. So proportionally, it makes sense. But from a nominal perspective, let's do 100,000 and let's see the difference. Right, 5.579 T-shares. And this is without taking duration into account. Right, so once you add 10 days, it changes. Right, 100 days, it changes some more. 1,000 days, it changes again. Now, this makes it obvious that the more days you add to the stake, the more T-shares you get, right? But there is a cap to that number, right? And that cap is 3,641 days to your stake. And that's going to tap you out at 16.738 T-shares. But here's the catch. T-shares are always doing this. And I've already shown you why, right? I mean, this is always going to be the case because of the pumpamentals that exist in Hex. And the T-share is a driver, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But remember, this is what you own in reality, because price is always going to follow this organic way of growth that this instrument has. And that's really what it is, right? No matter what, that's what it's going to do. Straightforward. And we're seeing it, right? Like, it's not like I'm making this shit up. This line came from there, from the data, not from me. So it's important to realize what's actually being relayed here is factual information and not an opinion, right? This is in your face from the chart, which is from the blockchain. So it's not like I'm making these data points up and this is what I want to show, right? And it's very important to understand that, because Over here, we don't do opinions. We do facts only. You'll know when you're hearing an opinion. This is a fact. This is what you own when you own and stake Hex. Right? Own and stake. If you just own and you don't stake, well, you're only getting this. Right? So you're getting outpaced in a significant way to the tune of about 70%, 80%. And that's something you have to deal with if you don't stake. Right? That's just what it is. It's not for everybody. But the math is. So the T-shares, right? They go up in value every time somebody ends a stake, right? Because the system has to reprice because it's forcing you to acquire more Hex to get that same count of T-shares, right? And the T-share rate is always going up. The slope is always positive. It's never flat. It's never negative. It's always positive. So this is why it's important to understand that longer pays better as well as bigger pays better, right? With respect to your economic mass, of course, right? And also, important to realize that the APY is dependent on the staking percentage of the coins that exist in the market supply, right? So it's the T-share rate is merely the cost to earn interest. The APY is a function of the activity within the system. Two separate things. And I'll break that down a little further later on. So here we have the payout per T-share sum line, which is a value proposition for Hex. And this is what we see across time. Give me a second, guys. Still working.
All right.
Yeah, so again, value proposition, right? What I want you guys to focus on again is the fact that Hex has outpaced the nominal count of Hex paid from a scaling perspective, because this is what I want you guys to focus on, is just the scale here on this chart, right? 21 to 1, right? And the thing about it is that the payout per T-share line, as it has progressed over time, it has touched this line. Right. But now with the most recent growth in the deflationary aspect of the system becoming truly highlighted, the scale has jumped up to catch up to this, because that's really what's happening. Right. And that's what's important to understand. Hex price is always going to track this orange line because this is the value proposition. This is why people buy Hex. It's to stake it, because they understand making a high return that you can't even make trading, right? You make it staking and doing nothing. Why not? It's too easy. So looking at it from a percentage basis, we finally crossed the 2,000% mark since inception. And that's just what it is, right? I mean, this is just for only one T-share, right? So this is the sum of all Hex received for staking one T-share, or for staking Hex and having one T-share since day one of the system, which results in a 2,000% ROI, right?
Yeah.
So this is some profound shit, because you can't get that anywhere else. You know, and that's what people need to realize. So payout per T-share is at 526 on the index, which is basically a 5x increase since inception. And daily payout index is at 170x at 17,296. So again, you know, always show me a system that can do this, and I'll wait. But you know, I've been saying that for a while, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep waiting. You know, it is what it is. So here we have the Hex payout metrics. We have total T-shares count at 11.04 million trillion shares, with a payout per T-share at 5.805 as of last night, and daily payout in Hex terms by the system of 64.1 million. All right. So expiring shares. Now, this is what drives the T-share rate up. And what I like to focus on is the first couple of months, because, you know, this is what's driving up the T-share rate now, not later. We know what this is going to do because we're already seeing what this is doing. So imagine what the ROI bumps are going to be at year 10 and what that's going to look like on a chart, It's going to be crazy, right? So these are the things we like to really focus on. So, we started out a couple of weeks ago on the 8th. It's the 21st, so a couple of weeks ago at about 45% for June and 22% for July. And as we moved on a couple of days later, decreased a little bit for June, and for July, it picked up a little bit, about 25%. And it picked up again, right, for the 15th. Looks like it's about 25% again still, right? So hard to read this damn thing, but it looks like it really didn't move anywhere from that date to that date. All right. Anyway, on the 18th, it jumped up. All right, so it's greater than 30% now, and this is back up now. As of yesterday, it dropped again, but July is picking up now because we're getting towards the end of the month, right? So the closer we get to the end of the month, you're going to see that the July stakes are going to start to outpace the stakes in June, because naturally those stakes are going to start ending because a lot of stakes happen in the beginning of the month for whatever reason. And we'll see that as we keep looking at this data over time. And then as of yesterday, last night when I did this, we already see how July is almost even by about 4%. There's only 4% delta here from June, right? About 4 to 5%. So this is what we're talking about. This is what drives up at T-share rate, right? Right now it's already at 17,923 or 923, right? So, the next thing you know is going to be 18,000 hex for T-shares. I mean, we're a hop, skip, and a jump. Hop, skip, and a jump. So this is what people need to realize, right? And here we have all-time correlation charts for hex. And as always, this makes it clear the correlation is 0 right here between Ethereum and Bitcoin, because this is all time, meaning every single data point that's existed since hex started. So yeah, I hope that's straightforward. Some people still seem to be confused in that aspect. But the important thing to look at on this chart, besides the correlation being 0, is that we have hex on the x-axis and y contains Ethereum and Bitcoin. Now, when you look at these respectively, meaning by themselves, you'll note that hex is primarily on the positive side of its domain for the x-axis, whereas Bitcoin is very spread out. It's very widely spread, right? Like mustard on a slice of bread, whereas hex has returns primarily just located on this side. Like the grouping is tighter on the positive side versus the negative side. And when you're looking at Ethereum, that's not the case. Bitcoin, that's not the case. And it's the same thing for Ethereum. And it's the same thing for hex versus Ethereum, right? And when a professional sits down and does this, they're going to see this, and the answer is going to be a no-brainer as to where they're going to put their capital. Now, note, I said a professional, not somebody on TV. Like, they don't matter. They're just there for money. They're not there to actually make money from their, abilities, because they have to, get clicks and shit. So go figure. So this is what we were talking about earlier, right? Everybody likes to talk about rolling correlations, not understanding that they're not permanent. And I understand why. Everybody isn't a statistics expert and all that, and that's cool. But it's important to understand what you're talking about so you're not out here giving misinformation. And rolling correlations are not concrete. So when you're sitting out here saying something is correlated by 0.50%, right? Understand exactly what you're saying, because you need to mention the time frame, right? Because unless something is on a chart like this saying it's 50%, then it's not, because that's a moving target. You understand? So it's not constant until, again, it looks like this. Then that's constant. So what we're looking at here is rolling correlations between the dollar value of a T-share and the dollar value of hex, right? And I have the dollar value of hex down here as of last night's crossover, and the correlation between hex in dollar terms and the T-share in dollar terms over 21, 34, and 55 days. Now, what I want you guys to notice here is that the 21-day correlation wicks up and goes to almost 1 first. So it's the weakest, right, from the 3, because it's the one that attained that value the first. Then you have the 34-day, and then the 55-day, because it's the longest time frame. It took the longest to get there, but it's been there for where are we, like 50 days now, basically. So it's a sticky correlation at this point, and it's something that you can kind of lean on, because a 50-day correlation like that nonstop. I mean, you guys see this chart, and if you haven't seen my correlation stream, go check it out. It's under my Hex Macro Talk playlist, because I go into detail with all these correlation aspects and how they work and what they really are. And I show you definitions and everything. I'm not, here making up stuff. This is really what it is. So the higher, right, the more end stakes we get, right, the higher the T-share cost is going to go. This, and that's going to drag up the value of Hex, because the correlation is 99.977%, which is basically 1, meaning an almost positively perfect correlation, meaning they are 1-to-1, meaning they do operate in tandem, meaning they are a closed value producing system. And this is what you want to see, right? Like, this is what you want to see. You want to see something of value, attain that value in a sensible way, not free willy-nilly at the whim of some centralized party that you have no say or anything in, right? So these are the facts. This is why Hex is superior. This is why it's so much better than everything else. And this is why it's always going to go up and to the right. I mean, look at what it's done since Big Payday. Like, I don't know why people are confused. It's very straightforward. I mean, never mind the fact that the chart looks like this, because clearly nobody gives a fuck about that, because people are retarded. But let's look post Big Payday. Like, there's literally no dip in this fucking chart, period. Where's the dip at? Find it. Like, where's Waldo? It's not there, right? And this is what people have to understand. Like, the visual is real. It's not made up. So when I start hearing Hex FUD, I'm like, what is going, like, where's the cognitive dissonance coming from? Uncorrelated entirely. And I've shown it numerous ways, right? Designed to pump constantly right here. This is your proof. Expiring shares. You've already been explained as to how that functions, right? 2 parameters, size and duration, right? The bigger the size, the longer the duration, the bigger the pump at the end of the stake, right? T-share dollar value drags up Hex dollar value because it's a closed system. The higher the T-share rate goes, due to the end stakes, the more Hex you're going to have to buy, the higher the value of Hex. And we already know how it trades. It trades in a vacuum because of that linear equation. That's what I mean by a vacuum. That means that it literally has to go through that straw, right? And that straw is that linear equation, and it has no choice, literally no choice, but to do either this or that. And if people aren't really doing that, well, then that only leaves one thing, guys. It's simple. It's that simple. It doesn't get more complicated than that. It doesn't. And this is why this exponential line, which again is a function of the future value of Hex, which is a sum of the dollar value of Hex plus the dollar value of the payout per T-share as it is yielded every night to each holder of a T-share, right? This is what this pink line is. The yellow line is, again, the future value of Hex. And what you guys got to look at here when you're staring at this chart is realize that as these 2 lines, the pink and the yellow lines, they're really leading indicators, right? Because price always follows it, right? Look at this. This is where we topped out November 1st before Big Payday, right? And we traded there in future value super duper long, right? What was this? 5 months, 6 months of just going sideways here. And then we actually topped out there in November 1st. And then we kept topping out there until we finally broke it, right? Tested it as support the other day and then skyrocketed from there. So this was value building that whole time in the system via the payout. And now I can see why that's difficult for people to comprehend, but you have to realize how this works. The system is always creating value. The reality is that just because humans don't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Because this is why you get these delayed moves. right? This is why T-shares cost 60 cents at one point in time, or whatever this value is. Yeah, 60 cents, because you can multiply that by 10,000, right? Like, that's real. That's not fake, right? Like, this is what people have to understand. So value builds over time. The system tries to keep up, but it's always going to fall behind because humans have to interact with the network. They have to realize the value, because here's the thing, the value's there. Otherwise, this metric wouldn't exist. Because then where did this metric come from? Because who creates this? We do, right? We're the ones that price these things. We're the ones that are paying for it, etc. So once people discover Hex and they realize the value in the system, I mean, look at this spread. You guys have to realize that this is a high yielding instrument. This means that in 1 year, you'll make your money back in 17% of that time. So if you just put $1 down a day, 17% into that next following year, you should get your money back. That's what this number means. Now, the all-time low for the S&P 500 was 5.51 on this ratio aspect, the price to earnings. Now, what that means is that it would take you 5.5 years to get your dollar back. Something to think about, because in Hex, it only takes you 17% of a year. So where's the FUD at? Don't know. No idea. I don't understand. Can't compute. And as far as the network effect goes, it is the same for every market. We have Bitcoin over here on the left-hand scale, which is this highest elevated market, just from a graphical perspective. Then we have Google, Microsoft, and Apple, right? Now, the most important thing to realize is that we are somewhere here, and all of these look the same for a reason. Up and to the right. Up and to the right. And Hex is literally designed to do that. These are not. This is a function of bad money. It's not a function of design. So, yeah. And we'll end it off with understanding, right, the APY that the system pays. I told you we talk about this before we wrapped it up. And coins staked as a percentage of total supply is where the APY comes from, right? So look at this. We go here. APY, right? It's a function of the percentage of the supply in the system. So we're somewhere between 9 and 10%. Now, how do we confirm that? Right? That's a good question. So we go to graphx.rocks, aka apex.win/charts. And here we'll see that we are 9.782% staked, in line with that 37.72, because we know that we are somewhere between 10 and 9%, and we're closer to 10, right? 9.78. So it makes sense to be closer to the lower bound of 36.9, being at 37.72, right? So everything is designed to work a certain way. Everything. And it works as designed. So, you know, keep it tight, understand what's going on, and if you don't, ask questions. That way you don't get blindsided. And that's pretty much all I got, guys.
Nice.
If any questions, please let me know. That's funny. Yeah, I'll be tipping that boat over.
Yeah, well, that's exactly the point. By the way, I just didn't manage to shout out Crypto King.
I got shout out.
Crypto King.
Crypto King.
Thanks for that.
Word. Shouts to Crypto King, man. Shout out to everybody, man. The whole community is just badass.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. While you're doing that, I did find something interesting. So remember how we had impossible finance? Look at this guy. Don't know if you can see that. His hacker made multiple swaps in a row. Oh, no, double that up. At the same price. How does impossible finance make the impossible possible?
Impossible possible.
So this is a. I think this was actually, I think, because it's a copycat coin, so clearly it copied a obviously an exploit from Burger Swap. That's what it was. So I think he broke it down quite in much detail here. So basically, he verifies the contract. The contract got enough input tokens required to do the swap, so it does like a quick swap. Flashlight. Oh, okay.
Oh, it's a flashlight attack. Nothing new.
Nope, nothing new at all. So,
oh, flash loans again. How about that?
Same thing.
Yeah.
Exact same thing.
Pancake bunny. Yeah. Mm.
It says, why was this check removed? Two theories. It was a planned rug pull or incompetent devs. There we go. So do not ever use unaudited contracts. So these guys.
But they're so sweet.
Isn't it always?
Yep.
And damn right.
Correct.
Where's that denial? There we go. Where is it? Yep.
Wow, 3 hours and 30 minutes, gentlemen.
3 hours? No, it's 2.
Two.
8 hours and 29 minutes, gentlemen.
Weak sauce.
All right, I get the hint. All right, we'll better call it, shall we?
Yep.
Save something for later.
Yep.
Save time for later.
Thanks, chats.
Everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day, night, especially in Asia.
Yep.
Go to bed if you have to.
Yep. COG, we did discuss the Brave browser. You can go back to the beginning of the stream and check that out. I think it's like the first thing that I chatted about here because the middle class brought that right up.
Yeah.
Yep. It's good. All right. No worries. Catch us all later. We will be back next week, same time, same day. All right.
Peace.
Peace. Catch
Okay,
us.
everyone.